discussions, laughs, tactics, all that and way more in outfits. Let's talk. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fame1, your host as usual, and today we're going to talk about outfits and why are they so important in Planetside. Some would even argue that outfits are more important than the new player tutorials. And yeah, well, that's something we can discuss today. But first of all, I need to give you a little disclaimer. No, I am not really part of one outfit, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean I have zero experience with outfits. I actually play weekly or monthly at least with a few different outfits, and I tend to be quite neutral about them because I do this outfit spotlight. So I spotlight one outfit every month, and I don't want to become part of one outfit really, but I do play with a lot of different outfits: the Zerg fits, the more elite fits, the more tactical ones, the more chatty ones. It doesn't really matter, they're all cool to me. Let's say it like this, guys: for every personality there is a fitting outfit over there, but if there is not one out yet there for you, of course feel free to create your own. Anyway, let's go back to the basics of an outfit. What is an outfit really? Well, I would say it's a different name for a small gaming community or a very big one. It is just a few fellow gamers that play together regularly and sometimes do even more than just playing games together. I've seen outfits that, for example, organize movie nights or even in real life barbecues. However though, there's just one thing that really binds these people, and that is their common love for a game like Planetside. I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself, but this game is often played best with friends. Unfortunately, unlike with games like Fortnite, probably your in real life friends are not that interested in a game like this, and I actually seen a lot of people that said, well, my friends tried this game, but it didn't stick. So what do you need to do? Get new friends? That is a possibility. But okay, what I would prefer actually is you go into this game, you go look for like-minded people, and you be part of the same outfit, and you do the same goofy stuff, and you do the same fun stuff, use the same tactics, and in the end, those become your planet mates. Of course, if you say, I don't need any planet mates, I am fine on my own, you're free to go, of course. You can just play the game on your own. But I do have to say this, and I'm mainly a lone wolf player myself, but I really feel that there are two different kinds of Planetside. There's one Planetside where you really go on your own, you go for the main kills, you try to do whatever you want. It's not really tactical though, because you as a lone wolf can't really influence the battlefield. And then you got the outfit side of Planetside, and over there you got a bigger group. So that bigger group already has more influence over the map than you on your own have. So you as a group can already decide a part of the tactic for your whole faction, and this gives you a kind of military feel sometimes. I do have to say though, this is not really a milsim game, so if you're really into those games, those things, you should probably go look for a game like Arma. But though, having said that, if you want to have some more tactical plays, that is still possible in Planetside, only you have to take into account it is not the most realistic game. But okay, the minute you start playing with an outfit or platoon, you start seeing Planetside as well as a sort of RTS, a real-time strategy game, because your actions really matter right now. Your outfit can, for example, win a certain alert, and that might give the whole faction a big bonus. To give you guys a little example, imagine the tech plant is being capped, and there are, give or take, 30 guys over there, and there is no one for your own faction, so you're losing it really easily. Then imagine you as an outfit, you can make the difference by going in the offensive, you then repel the attackers, and in the end, you're victorious over the whole continent if you play well enough at least. This can only be accomplished by a somewhat bigger group. Doesn't mean you can't have an active outfit with only 12 members, for example, but if you've got a whole squad active, you can even be more effective than a whole platoon sometimes. My most memorable event in Planetside was holding a point with only a close group of 12 against an enemy with at least triple the size, and that was an amazing feel. And that could only be accomplished by a closely knitted group, a closely knitted outfit playing together regularly, and also using tactics, holding doors well, reviving when necessary, and that doesn't happen when you're playing with randoms only. So therefore, I would advise everyone that only played solo before or lone wolf style, go give it a try, go try out Planetside with more people. Your best start with this is probably go look in the squad list and go look for an open platoon. Because if there is an active outfit going on with an open platoon and they use communication within the game, so not like a TeamSpeak server or Discord server, that is the easiest way for you to experience how it is to play in a bigger group. My only tip to you guys, if you do decide to become part of this open platoon, do listen to their orders, use your ears, because in the end, if you listen to those orders, if you do it with the whole group, you will feel part of a bigger thing. And that is going back to that real-time strategy thing that will make the game feel different than what you're used to as a lone wolf. And I can tell you, because I do play on both sides. As you've seen in my videos, I mainly play solo because that's just the easiest. What you can always do if you start the game, you can just press J and you go join combat, instant to action. That doesn't happen if you're playing in an active platoon, because you will always be waiting for people, for example, to join the galaxy. You always have to think about certain objectives, and that won't be instant action all the time. But the action you do get is very, very special. Let's say it like this, it is worth the wait. Okay, right now though, you have been playing with a few different open platoons, you have seen some different outfits, and you finally found one you think, well, these guys seem kind of nice, they communicate well, I like their game style, and actually I want to become part of them, play more often with them. Often if you just ask in the game voice chat, or maybe even in the platoon chat or squad chat, they will probably give you an outfit invite and maybe even like a link to their Discord or their website or their TeamSpeak, whatever. Often there is more than just an in-game thing. I personally think that this is the best way to join an outfit. However though, there are some alternative ways to get into an outfit, and I think the best over here would be join the unofficial official Planetside 2 Discord. Link of course in the description down below. But in that Discord, there's a special tab called Outfit Advertisements, and over there you can also find a few active outfits, with often also a link to that Discord or other ways to contact them if you really want to join them. Also, never, and I repeat, never accept a random outfit invite. What does happen sometimes if you're, for example, standing in the warp gates, so you get this little notification, do you want to join this or this outfit? Most of the times, it is a random invite. Nothing active is happening over there, and it is a bad example of how an outfit should work in my experience. What does happen sometimes though, if you're playing in platoon or a squad and people say you don't have an outfit and they see you participating well with their squad or platoon, well, in those cases it's sometimes a legit offer from them, so you can take those seriously. But those random guys you've never seen or played with, just don't accept it, it's just trash. I have one final remark, and I mentioned this before in the beginning, and that is about the new player experience or new player tutorials. In this game, there are so many very vague concepts, and sometimes you just don't know what to do. And luckily, in almost every outfit, there is at least one guy experienced enough to teach you, to tell you stuff, and sometimes even give you training. It doesn't matter how long the tutorial is or how extensive it is, it will be never as good as a training from a real life person. I am, by the way, not saying you can't get any help from a real life player if you're just playing randomly solo, because often if you just ask in Yell chat or if you ask in a different chat like proximity or something like that, you will get help. But I'm just saying over here that if you're in an outfit, you will probably have more help available to you. In most games I skip the tutorial because I think they are often very boring. And yeah, the same can be said for the Planetside tutorial, especially because you need to finish them with every character. By the way, if you're playing NSO, you don't have to do the in-game tutorial, which I think is an amazing choice. But okay, I often end up skipping them, and you do miss a lot of information if you skip those things. Luckily, like I mentioned before, the players in those outfits that are experienced can show you way more than is shown in the tutorial. And what I think is even more important is that having a real life training is a lot more fun than the in-game one. What often happens, you chat a bit, you make some shitty jokes, and what I really found really interesting is some people showed me, for example, how to use an orbital strike, and seeing an orbital strike for the first time in Planetside is also one of those things I will probably never forget. If you're a new player, many things are actually hidden behind the cert wall, so not a real life money pay wall, but behind the cert wall, because for example, an orbital strike you need to unlock with certs, and that means a lot of playtime. But also with vehicles. What I do and what I would advise to you, if you want to play vehicles, always go look for somebody with some more experience, and those mantles are probably in your outfit as well. Because if you're playing a vehicle, you need some investment into that. And the easiest way to experience vehicle play is by actually more or less using someone else's tank, because they have them kitted out probably. They know what kind of upgrades are necessary, they know what kind of guns are good, and they can give you the best tips and tricks ever. But okay guys, I really hope right now it's clear to you why outfits are so important in Planetside, and if you're not playing with one, at least consider doing it, because I think in the end it is a different playstyle. It doesn't mean if you become part of an outfit you can't play solo anymore, because I know enough people that are part of an outfit and they join when they want to join, but if they just want to shoot some mans, that's fine as well. So even if you are part of an outfit, that doesn't mean you can't do both anymore. So have fun, enjoy the game, and just consider joining an outfit. But okay guys, that is me, that is Fable1, and I will see you soon with some more content.